72 hours. It's been 72 hours since I did the zero guard buzz cut. It's been 3 days. 3 days. And some might argue that it's looking closer to a number one by this point. I definitely feel like I'm closer to a number one than I am a zero, but we'll still call it zero for now. All right, so here's what happened today. This morning, as a reaction to my TV debut, of course, in case you missed it, I was on episode 6 of This Time Next Year, the American version. The episode was called Dudes from Different Latitudes. Hopefully that'll be online at some point in the near future so you all can check it out. So because of that, naturally, a local news company reached out to me and wanted to interview me about my experience. We did a Facebook Live video about it and all that good stuff. So that'll be coming out soon. As I'm doing all of this, afterwards, after I do the video, and I'm sitting down with the lady for the interview, I explained to her how basically I had to keep the same hairstyle for like a year and a half while they were shooting this show to look like the guy on the suit package. And I took off my hat because I was wearing a hat for the video because I didn't want to confuse people. Well, I thought I just saw you, but why are you bald? So I just wore a hat for the interview, okay? So anyway, afterwards, sitting down with the lady, we're talking more, interviewing, and I was telling her about this YouTube channel and talking about how much fun I have, doing this. And so what's funny is I finally just buzzed off all my hair, got rid of all my hair because I've been wanting to anyway. I said, but now I finally can. And she's shocked to see, oh yeah, you're not like the guy on the suit package anymore. And what was her immediate reaction? She says, oh, but you still have all your hair anyway, so it's not like you have to shave it off. See, I think it's important to share that with you. It's easy as one of my 3,000 plus subscribers to think of me as a guy with a receding hairline or a balding guy, even when I show my hairline now. But still, even with this, bearing it all, the immediate reaction of that lady was, well, you're not losing your hair, you still have all your hair. Because she was, see, and I think that's the connection people make. If you're a man who would go as short as a zero guard, then surely you're balding. The world doesn't see me that way. The world sees me as a guy who, quote, still has all his hair. That's how I'm being perceived. And I think perhaps there's a little bit of a paradox at this situation, that if you still have most of your hair and you shave off your hair, it's assumed that you're balding. And some of you may still see me that way. Robert, who's one of my biggest supporters for all these years, still classifies me as a balding man because I am past the point of official Norwood 2. I'm now, I guess we're saying Norwood. Let's keep the conversation going, but ultimately I'm beyond Norwood 2, which, and with some vertex thinning, means technically I'm balding. Either way, whatever the official status is, perhaps what matters more is how I'm perceived from the rest of the world. And the reaction I received today is the reaction that I always get. And that is, but you don't have to shave off your hair because you still got your hair. You're not balding. You have a full head of hair. Okay? I almost think it's important, as I am without hair, to every time someone has a reaction, to share it with you, just to kind of let you know how society sees me. Yeah, I've basically got you brainwashed now to see me as a balding guy, to see me as a guy with a receding hairline. Okay? Women don't see me that way, especially. And even today, I caught up with someone I used to work with. I saw him at the store at Kroger. And he was walking this way, so I snuck up behind him. I said, hey, I bet you don't recognize me without my hair. And he looks at me. He's like, oh yeah. And then he just goes into conversation. He doesn't care at all. People just don't really care about this, because I think to them they don't see me as a balding man. And I had already speculated going into this. I think when I was actually shaving off all my hair with the zero guard, I even said, I'm not trying to pretend like I can relate to a guy who's 23 watching my channel and truly has no hair up here anymore. I'll never be able to relate to him in that way, because ultimately, just like the lady did when she interviewed me, she realized that I shaved off all my hair, but her immediate reaction is, but you still have your hair. You're not, actually bald. You're bald by choice, but you still have all your hair. And so, I mean, that's ultimately the paradox. I can see in all the comments that so many of you are reacting quite positively to me doing this, because I think it helps you feel more connected to me in that way. But I definitely want to make sure that I am very vocal about the point that I can never truly relate to you. You've got more a challenge ahead of you than I ever did, because if you're in your early 20s or late teens and have less hair than I do, and now that I've shaved it off, you can gauge whether or not you really do. But I'm never going to fully be able to relate to where you're coming from. I hope to inspire you, but ultimately, I'm a guy who still has most of his hair and chose to go bald. And that's going to be the asterisk next to me shaving off my hair. Yeah, but you could still have hair if you want to. Just like the episode with Bryan Cranston on Seinfeld. It's always going to have that stigma and that attachment to it. Well, you shaved off all your hair, but yeah, it'll grow back. Right? So while I'm loving connecting with so many of you over this, I'm not going to deny the fact that the rest of the world, they don't see me as a guy who's shaving because I have to. I shaved it more because I wanted to, but even that leads to action. But why did you do it? But why? You still have all your hair. So that's a little bit of the irony and paradox of me doing this. I get a lot of street cred with a lot of you, but the rest of the world, I think, for the most part, it just confuses them on why I would even do it.